KTVU Channel 2.
A peaceful end to a large protest in Oakland on this, the eve of Johannes Mehserle's release from jail in the BART shooting case. Good evening, everyone. I'm Heather Holmes.
And I'm Ken Pritchett, sitting in for Ken Wayne. Well, the crowd was there. The emotion was there. Protesters gathered in Oakland on the eve of the expected release of Johannes Mehserle. Mehserle's fatal shooting of unarmed BART passenger Oscar Grant touched off numerous violent protests in the past. But tonight, things remained peaceful. We have team coverage of today's events. Deborah Villalone monitored the crowd downtown, where we start with KTVU's Eric Rasmussen at the Fruitvale BART station, where the crowd heard from Oscar Grant's family.
They did, Ken. You know, this has become something of a symbolic sight ever since Oscar Grant was shot and killed up on that part of the platform there 2.5 years ago. Now, knowing Johannes Mehserle could now get out of jail in L.A. in a matter of hours, people here were certainly angry but peaceful.
We want justice for who? Oscar Grant! We want justice for who? Oscar Grant!
200 or 300 people took to the streets in Oakland in the name of Oscar Grant once again.
No justice! No peace!
This time to protest the imminent release of former BART police officer Johannes Mehserle, 11 months into a 2-year sentence for shooting and killing Grant, who was unarmed.
A crime was committed, but it wasn't paid for. This needs to stop.
Grant's uncle, Daryl Johnson, spoke to this crowd at the BART station where his nephew was killed on New Year's Day in 2009. Demonstrators held signs that ranged from justice for all to others more pointed.
What happened to Oscar is done, is gone to a sense of history, but the issues of police misconduct are not history.
But the frustration did not turn to violence during this march as police closed streets and kept close watch over a crowd that included Grant's mother and daughter.
She loved her dad and he loved his daughter, and she was robbed of a father, and I'm robbed of a son, and I just want accountability.
What do you do?
Look up to the sky and pray.
Part of what demonstrators want is the Department of Justice to look into possible civil rights violations in this case. The concern, of course, in the past has been for those who weren't part of the actual protests causing problems like we saw last summer. So far, we can tell you things here are quiet. We're live in Oakland. Eric Rasmussen, KTVU Channel 2 News.
And it is calm tonight, too, downtown, where that march ended. A rally blocked Broadway for a time, but when organizers there called it a night, well, everyone went home. KTVU's Deborah Villalone is live now with what made the difference. Deborah.
Well, they had free bus rides back to Fruitvale BART. That may have helped disperse the crowd. But it is so calm that this pizza restaurant here on Broadway, which had planned to close early and board up, is open as usual. There has been only one arrest all night. That's vandalism during the march. Someone tagged a building. But tonight's rally just didn't have the heat of the past.
Our time is down. Shut the city down. Mehserle is a murderer.
Hundreds of people poured onto Broadway, spreading a banner reading, "Justice Denied." Their police escorts stood by. Officers made no move to clear the intersection, and the OPD perimeter stayed far away, out of sight.
We are all Oscar Grant. We are all Oscar Grant. We are.
For 2 hours, an open mic opportunity for everyone to vent.
It really was sort of like a punch in the gut that this man is getting out tomorrow.
Organizers wonder what happens when people actually see Mehserle free.
It would not surprise me if folks took to the streets tomorrow.
The earliest demonstrations, and some of the most volatile, came without planning, spontaneously in the weeks after the killing. And later protests also evolved into street violence and vandalism. The shoe store, looted so badly last summer, is boarded up tonight, along with several other businesses. But monitors were on hand to nudge everyone home before dark.
You can't come to our event and kind of hijack it.
Organizers say they leaned on the so-called anarchist crowd to lay off the spray paint and window breaking.
Can't control what they do tomorrow or next week or even late tonight, but I think most people want to focus on the message.
The message of Oscar gets lost. The message of what happened to Oscar gets lost. It allows the folks that actually supported Mehserle to say, see, look at those crazy people.
Before everyone left, Oakland police shot video of some of the known agitators in case of trouble later, but so far none. And it appears this downtown district can finally exhale. Reporting live in Oakland, Deborah Villalone, KTVU Channel 2 News.
We will continue to follow this story both on air and online. Johannes Mehserle is set to be released sometime after midnight. KTVU's Claudine Wong is in Los Angeles, where Mehserle is currently behind bars. There is a rally planned in LA tomorrow morning, and she is going to be following that part of the story. At this time, though, we have not heard of any gatherings or protests planned tomorrow here in the Bay Area.